And joining me now, Jason Furman, former top economic advisor to President Obama and now a professor at the Harvard Kennedy School. Good to see you. Do you agree with Janet Yellen and Jay Powell that the economy is stronger and not completely recovered, but that we're on the way to recovery? And your thoughts about spending another $3 trillion if that legislation can move?
Yeah, I very much agree with them. It's great to see the two of them testifying together. Makes me feel reassured about where we are as a country and the hands that we're in. We're really far from where we need to be. I think we've taken the steps we need to get there over the next year. The issue then is going to be sustaining economic momentum, building stronger and more sustainable growth. That's where the next package comes in. And I hope that they're just as ambitious about the next package as they were about the last one. In many ways, it'll be even more important because it'll, our destiny over the next decade and decades to come.
And Yellen is using the T word, taxes, and saying that the infrastructure bill could lead to more jobs and that that's the kind of investment that will lead to jobs, but we need revenue. So they are talking about dealing with the debt, which was not in discussion really when the COVID bill was up.
Yeah, I think this will be partially paid for. I don't think it needs to be entirely paid for, Andrea. I think we have room if we make well-targeted investments to do it, borrow the money now, and we'll be a richer country to be able to pay it back later. But we also have room for higher taxes. I mean, we're talking about the tax rates that we had under President Clinton, the tax rates we had under President Obama, still a competitive global corporate tax rate, and all of that paying for investments that will help our growth.
Well, the CBO, though, is saying that the federal debt is going to double over the next 30 years. Long term, if we don't raise those taxes, and we know how hard it is to get a tax bill through, what is your concern, if at all? I know interest rates are low, but what about the level of debt that people are carrying and the country's carrying? I
mean, if you look over the next 10 years, the Congressional Budget Office has the debt plateauing. It doesn't have it spiraling. Then after the next 10 years, it starts to rise again. I would focus right now on what we need to strengthen our economy, to invest in workers, to reduce poverty, and the like. I think we'll probably be fine, but there's a good chance we'll need to come back and do something. And top of my list would be Social Security reform. We could bring more revenue into the Social Security system to make it permanently solvent. And that's something we're going to have to do at some point in the next decade. Wow, nobody's talking about that. It hasn't been done since 1983. I'm somewhat familiar with what was done back then. Yeah, and I don't think we need to do it this year, but we're going to need to come back to it in the next couple of years.
Well, Jason Furman, it's great to hear optimism. We could use a little bright spot in our forecasting today, just because it is such a grim day in other news. So thank you for being here.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.